What is up, you guys? Dr. Tiger back again. It is Monday, April 13th, and I'm not going to lie, you guys, I'm feeling a little, actually very annoyed on the charts today. I took a loss, and I took two break-even trades before that. So I took two break-even trades, and then I took a loss, and my draw on liquidity was very similar for every single trade. It's just that um, I think the last trade, I kind of just rushed into the trade. Like the trade was not, so I needed to wait for like the clearest structure possible. And like, I kind of didn't, I like saw a structure I liked, and I'll show you in a second what I'm talking about. But like I'm kind of watching the trade currently potentially play out because again, my draw on liquidity is still intact. I think we're going to run these lows. I tried to take shorts. I took 3 shorts today, and it's crazy because I did have a bullish bias going into the day. Like if you guys remember Monday, like this is just the hourly chart right now, you guys. This is the hourly chart. So we are extremely bullish and we're extremely overextended. We've completely filled this new week opening gap. And so in my opinion, like price does not really have much of a reason to continue to go higher today. It really should just rebalance the move up that we've had. And so let me just show you my first trade. So my first trade off open was we swept the high of day. We swept the high of day, and then we started to make bearish structure. We closed through this 1 minute gap, and then when we broke structure through it, I was like, okay, I love this setup. We were inversing a 2 minute gap, a 1 minute gap, and I just decided to take shorts to this unfilled 15-minute BPR below, kind of like a mech short. And so I did that. I set a limit here, and then I put my stop above this high. We ultimately hit break even, and then literally I was 3 points away from TP, and Trump decided to tweet that, or no, I think Iran announced that they were like suspending or that they were not going to be looking into like nuclear research. So the market pumped 100 points. And so I'm like, okay, great, got stopped out by news once. And so then, in my opinion, we just created even more reason for price to go lower. We still left these relative equal lows. We made this huge gap. We had this data high above. So I was like, okay, I kind of want data high to just get swept. And then after that, I'd be willing to look for shorts. And so that's what happened. We swept this data high right here, and then we started to reject lower. And so I saw this 3 minute get inversed right here. It did not, I would have taken this 3 minute had it inversed right here, but it did not inverse here. It inversed all the way down here. So I kind of just decided to wait for a pullback. And so I entered off a limit order, I believe, right around here. This is not the exact entry, but this was right around here. And so price kind of chopped around, or actually I was in this trade for only 2 minutes, and that's because literally the moment after entering, Trump decided to announce again some sort of bullshit news. He basically said something along the lines of, like, what did he say? Oh, he said, like something about the strait, like he was going to bomb ships in the strait or something. So just completely dumped, and then it fully reversed. And so I was struggling trying to move my my stops to break even on Trade-Ovate because, long story short, you guys, I did pass one of my alpha accounts from CPI that I almost blew last week, but unfortunately I already took an L on it from this last trade. And so this last trade, the idea behind this last trade was that, as you can see here, we're just generating so much low resistance liquidity. We had this data low below, which in my opinion is a strong draw as well. We had this unfilled 5 minute below. And so I was thinking, okay, we're overall overextended on longs. I genuinely think that we are going to go lower. I just had a strong draw on liquidity lower. And so, I kind of just waited for some structure, and I think this is kind of where I needed to improve on my trade. I saw, I don't even think the third trade is marked out here. I saw this structure right here, and like when we were over here, I think it was right here where I entered or so, but like when we were over here, we made some bearish SMTs with ES. So there was a bearish SMT. So this is the 1007. So we made a bearish SMT here. We then proceeded to make a bearish SMT right here with these highs. So like we swept, like NQ basically swept these 1007 highs. NQ did not. So NQ was more bearish at the time. And then I kind of was just waiting for a change in the state of delivery lower. So I saw we get these these 1 minute closures below these lows. And so I'm thinking, okay, we are going to the unfilled 5 minute and lower. So I decided to enter short here. Was not the best trade. And I think in hindsight, the thing that I needed to realize here, because I did realize this in my video, and this is the thing that I'm a little disappointed in myself about. What I was disappointed in myself about was I noticed that ES had formed equal highs, which were right here. ES had formed equal highs, and you know, those needed to get swept in order for ES to potentially be in a place to distribute lower. And you know, eventually it did get taken out and we did form this rejection. However, that trade also failed. So you guys, I just completely got wrecked on shorts today. Not feeling super emotional about this. Obviously it sucks because I know that these losses are going to be the thing that slows my progress, but losses are a part of the journey. You know, that's kind of just like the way of the game. And something I will say is that like every single loss I took in March, I made back in 1 week by trading well and, you know, following my rules. I think that like, I'm trying to think like, for me, like, it's hard to accept losses that are, you know, where I lose and I lose by not following my rules. And I'm trying to just see if I didn't follow my rules. I think that like part of my rules is to take max 1 trade per day. And if I do take a break even trade, allow myself to take another trade. And I did, I took 2 trades. And so I feel like you know, I broke my rules in the sense that after I took my first break even trade and then a second break even trade, I should have just called it a day as a break even day. But unfortunately I did not. So I think I broke my rules there. And then I also broke my rules by, let me see. I think like, honestly, I think my gut knew that like ES needed those equal highs to get taken that I just showed you. And I decided to take a mid setup that like, by the way, let's just look at the 5 minute time frame. So the 5 minute time frame, something else that I was basing my trade off of, and again, I just kind of ignored this. So I kind of went against my rules with this too. Like I kind of tried to use my discretion and we inversed this 5 minute gap here. In my opinion, I was looking at like, so it was this 15 minute gap versus this 5 minute gap here. And we inversed this 15 minute gap. But then when I saw the rejection lower, I kind of just thought to myself like, okay, sellers are still kind of in the room. So, but like mechanically, this 5 minute inverse. So when I saw that 5 minute inverse, I probably should have just gotten off. I think I told myself like, I'm going to get off in my video and I proceeded to not do it. So, you know, feeling upset with myself, but what can you do? Just got to learn, gonna journal and go into tomorrow with a fresh mindset. So anyways, you guys, catch you guys tomorrow. So you guys, I'm recording this video as I'm driving. I just want to let you know I'm not going to do a trade recap for today. Today's Tuesday, and you guys, I completely went on tilt. I did not blow my accounts. Somehow, so let me just tell you what happened. So today, if you guys remember Tuesday was a hard day in the sense that like we were just extremely overextended for longs. We were clearly bullish, but like we were extremely overextended. So would not really want to take a long unless we got some sort of high time frame retracement or sweep of liquidity. And we did not do that whatsoever today. We ended up going higher off open to data highs, and I was open to shorts off of that because we had tons of targets below and whatnot. And then I saw a 30-second inversion and I kind of just full sent that. And I don't know if that was the smartest choice because we had higher time frame inversions we could have considered, and we were just not, like, we did not have that great of bearish structure. It kind of just felt like I was shorting the first big bearish candle that I saw, and that ended up immediately cooking me. And then right after that, like, I kind of was just waiting a little bit more, and then I saw another 2-minute short opportunity, and I really liked that idea as well. This time we had an unfilled 5 below, and we had like session lows and all that below. So I kind of was thinking, okay, maybe I could just target a 1-to-1 here and go break even at the 5-minute gap. turns out we never end up hitting that 5-minute gap. We created a 15-minute bullish gap mid-trade. We tap into it and then respect it and go higher. And I know a lot of people took longs off of that. I was in that short trade though, and that stopped me out again. So I took two full-size losses, $1,300. And because I lost on Monday, I was at, I think, $300 left of drawdown on 4 accounts. And so for those 4 accounts, I decided that, you know, it's $300 left of drawdown. That's literally nothing. I'm just going to try out some trades. And so I basically tried out some trades and ended up bringing my account fully back and ended up in the green on those accounts, up 1,600, which is insane. Basically, so I basically took some trades that got me to around break even. And then I saw this 5-minute long. It was around like 11 a.m. We had a 15-minute gap and we had a 5-minute bearish gap, and we completely destroyed the 5-minute bearish gap. And so that just made me feel confident that we'd go higher. I know it is a revenge trade, like, right? I basically, you know, it's not a habit that I want to build, and that's why I'm doing this video in the car. Like, I feel like it's not even worth showing you the trades because, like, there isn't really much to learn from. I think what there is to learn from is that I was an idiot today. I was a donut, and like, I broke my rules in like a lot of ways today, and that's not okay. I know that if I am to continue trading and if I want to make trading work long term, then I know that that is not something that will long term make me profitable. So yeah, not feeling good about that at all. I am feeling good that, like, you know, I did secure a really nice win on 4 accounts. One of the XFAs that I have has a nice balance on it, like, just because, like, I've had it since January and it's had a nice balance ever since January. I know in February I think I had a rough patch and almost lost that account, but I ended up bringing that one back too. So like, it has had a nice balance. So after I lost those 2 trades, I decided to finish with that one. I also lost on my alpha account. So you guys, as you can see, it's just a very mixed bag in terms of the outcome today, and I just don't want that. I want to be consistent in my outcome, and I want to be consistent in my management of the outcome as well. I think that that's super important, right? Like, emotional management and emotional self-control is like one of the strongest traits one can have, because like, when something bad happens to you, you could either spiral or you could accept that and try to work with that and move on. And today I was not able to accept that and work with that and move on. And that's not demonstrating the consistency that I know I want in my trading and in my life. And so, just knowing that I need to do better and just hoping that in the long run, like, you know, this is the first time I've revenge traded really ever. Like, sometimes I might take 2 trades in a day and like lose twice, or like, you know, I take 2 trades, but I would never revenge trade. And this is my first time really doing that. And you guys, just feeling awful. Technically net green on this week, according to my P&L, but feeling red according to my emotional like level. And yeah, so this week has been rough. I've been yapping. We need to lock in the rest of this week, okay? Like, we are clearly trending right now. Like, I know that from January through March, all the way through March, we had awful price action in the sense that we were not trending. We just would move up and move down, move up, move down. This past, so far in April, we have clearly trended up, and I want good price action to continue. So that's why it's really important that I not revenge trade, so that I can have the capital to capitalize on this great movement. So yeah, guys, that's it for me today, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Guys, Dr. Tiger back again today. Today's Wednesday, and this week has just been like high cortisol for me with my trading. You know, just been very crazy, as you guys saw. I mean, Monday I was kind of all over the place. You know, I took some trades that I really liked on Monday. I took 2 nice trades. Yesterday I kind of tilted. I basically ended up revenge trading back to getting my accounts to where they should be. And what I mean by that is like, you know, like on my 4, like basically I traded like shit on Tuesday. I took 2 straight losses in a row, which I know is not part of my rules in my system. And then I basically just kept on trading, and there were some nice setups that allowed me to, you know, recover back my losses. But like, I know that long term that is not something that is healthy, and not something that I want to do. I know that part of trading is like being able to accept losses. So that brings us to today. I did take a small win on the charts. And yeah, I honestly am quite annoyed. And the reason I'm quite annoyed is because, literally, so, okay, you guys, I'm going to show you all my trades. So in order, okay, the first one was my favorite trade of the day. This was the first trade I took. It was a pre-market long. What happened was, like, over here, like, we had formed these data highs. They were intact. We were clearly bullish. That was the draw on liquidity. I got onto the charts at around 9 a.m. and I saw that prior to that, we formed these 5-minute gaps over here. We tapped them, respected them. I'm like, okay, great. We formed new 5-minute gaps. We tapped those as well. I think that this move down also happened to tap a 1 hour, and we were rejecting off of a 1 hour rejection block as well. And so I really liked longs to the data highs. And so I said that if we were to get this 3-minute inverse, it's a small gap, but if we were to get this 3-minute inverse, then I thought that would be really clean towards the buy side above. And so I entered on the 3-minute inverse, my stop below the swing low, and my TP at the data highs. It was around a 3-to-1 RR trade, or 1 to 3. And I went break even at all these swing highs. It was prior to market open. And I felt pretty confident that off market open, we would just rip to the data highs, because considering how bullish we are, you know, like like off market open, price normally likes to continue distribution. Like if the manipulation has already been done. And so I felt confident moving to break even here. Look at how it stopped me break even by like a point. And then it proceeded to run to every like both of my data highs. It just extremely, you know, frustrating for me. And yeah, so that was the first trade. Felt really annoyed, but I must say that when I saw me getting break even, I decided to use my discretion to try a discretionary trade to the data highs. Sometimes the like draws are just going to get hit without a particular like entry. And what I saw is that after getting stop break even, that was the pullback. And then we got a really nice flip. And then I just kind of waited for, you know, there was another small pullback and then another flip. And so I decided, okay, I'm going to try a 1-to-1 trade here. The 5-minute candle was also about to close, and we were about to inverse a 5-minute gap to the left. It's kind of like very far away, but we were about to inverse a 5-minute. So I felt confident that we were going to go to the data highs and a 1-to-1 hit very quickly. And then lastly, after that happened, it was a small trade though. Like, as you can see, I only won like 400 on my accounts. So because it was a small trade, I was like still kind of open to trading, especially because like after data highs were taken, there really is no buy side above us. We are kind of just, we're trending up, and we just have kind of been ripping up this entire week without significant retraces. And so, you know, I'm always going to be open to a short if a nice short opportunity presents itself after sweeping buy side. And that's what happened. We formed this 2-minute inverse, and I really like this 2-minute inverse. We also formed a 2-minute CISD closing right here. And so I decided to enter on a pullback, and this trade was so quick, you guys. So like the 2-minute inverse here, I entered on a pullback here, and then we dumped straight to any break-even point. Like we dumped straight to 930 low. And I kind of hadn't even really decided where I wanted to target yet, because there's just a lot of low resistance liquidity below, and you know, just lots of lows below that you could target if you wanted to go short. And so I decided to target the swing low, this swing low right here. I decided to target this low, and ultimately it only went to 930 low. So perhaps 930 low was the better target, but that was also a break-even trade. So just a small win for today, you guys. But I'm just trying to remember that I don't need to trade every day. I'm just trying to build reps. And I think right now, like, the most important thing is me just continuing to follow my rules. I've kind of been really struggling with that recently. And, you know, that's how I'm going to continue to remain profitable, is if I can follow my system and my plan every day. And like, if I'm being honest, I don't really know if I did that today. just like it feels like my executions have been sloppy. I will say that the two break even trades I took were nice. The 1-to-1 trade, I kind of just like, I'm not gonna lie, I felt like a little bit of FOMO, the fact that we break even me by 1.5 points and then went straight to my draw. So I decided to try another discretionary trade, and I'm not gonna lie, like if it lost, I probably would have been so annoyed, but I'm just continuing to try to build my discretion every day. So yeah, you guys, I am just going to go into tomorrow trying with the intention and the mindset to lower my cortisol trading. Like this is just, it's kind of unhealthy how stressed I get, or like how high cortisol things are when I'm trading. And I know it might be because I'm new, like I'm only 7 months into this, but like I want to be able to trade stress-free. I want to be able to trade confidently. And like if I'm not confident in my trades, then I should not be taking them. So it's kind of where I'm at right now. Catch you guys tomorrow. All right, boys, gonna make this quick. Today is Thursday, April 16th. I took a win on the charts today, and it feels really good to stay super patient and take a nice trade, especially after the extremely emotional, awful week I've been having. Monday I took 2 nice trades, got break even on both of them, then kind of took a bad trade and lost. Then on Tuesday, I lost on what I thought were like fine trades. They were okay. I mean, I don't know, but I lost on both of them, and I basically revenge traded my way back to break even or so. And then on Wednesday, I took a small win, a break, and then 2 break evens. And today I took a nice full size win. Finally, it's the first time in a second. And yeah, so it's crazy because I actually needed to like leave during this trade, and I hadn't even hit my break even yet. Like we were kind of right here, and I had to leave. And so I was basically like, you know what, like I'm going to leave, and I can't really manage the trade how I want to right now. So I'm just going to move to break even. But let me just tell you about the idea behind this trade. So on the overall high time frame structure is extremely bullish. So why would I short? There is basically no reason to short according to the high time frame narrative. I didn't even see that I had those left over, but yeah, according to the high time frame narrative, there was basically no reason to short. We had a lot of room to rebalance. So I kind of wanted for price off open to, let me just show you where we were off open. So like right around here was market open, and I wanted market open to manipulate lower into those unfilled gaps and then distribute higher into, London highs, and then, as we're approaching all-time highs. And so what actually ended up happening off open was we had this like 15-minute gap up here. We traded into it off open and then dumped. And so I know some people like kind of top tick those shorts, which is nice. Those were the only shorts I really would have considered, was off the manipulation off that 15-minute. But I was really just willing to let the shorts happen. And I kind of thought today was going to be a no trade day because we dumped from top to bottom. We dumped 150 points. And so I was basically telling myself I would really need to see some nice internal bullish structure in order to long. And that's exactly what happened. So we had this bearish 5-minute, we trended up, we ultimately ended up respecting it, but then we retraced back lower. And I'm just trying to show you what ES looked like at the time as well. So yeah, we retraced lower, and we technically did inverse this 3-minute bullish gap. We inversed this 5-minute bullish gap, but I did not care to take those shorts. I know a lot of people got wrecked on those shorts, and I just thought they were really bad because the target was this low inside of a bullish gap when we are extremely bullish. So I really did not like that trade. And so I kind of was just waiting for bullish confirmation to the upside, and we got this 1 minute, or keep zooming me out. We got this 1 minute inverse right here, and the 2 and the 3 minute were also about to close in the same minute. I don't know, did they end up closing? Yeah, this 3 minute ended up inversing. The 2 minute, I don't know, but I just felt confident in longs at this point. So I decided to put a limit right here, and then I had to leave mid-trade, which is really annoying. I just had other things going on, and I could not like accurately think through like where I wanted to target. But what I've been noticing recently is that when I have a lot more ambitious targets, then I have a lower win rate. And so I'm going to just target low-hanging fruit. And I thought that the beginning of this LRLR right here was very low-hanging fruit. So I got a 1.4 RR, but every single buy-side draw ended up delivering. So I could have held to Had I held to 930, oh my God, that would have been my biggest trade ever. Same thing with if I had held to London High, it would have also been my biggest trade ever. But you know what? I can't complain about missed profits. I'm proud of myself for taking low-hanging fruit, because especially when we did dump 150 points, like we could have just swept this high and then delivered lower. And yeah, so I'm really proud of myself today, you guys. This is what being an adaptable, a patient trader is looking like for me, and this is exactly what I wanted to be doing, is being more consistent with my executions. My balances are looking nice. Across the 4 accounts that I've gotten my first payout on, this is the balance. What I have decided is that I'm not necessarily going to just be trading for winning days. I'm going to trade to trade. So if I see a really nice setup, I'm going to execute on it. If I don't, then I don't, and that's okay. Yeah, I know a lot of people like to scout for winning days to secure their payout. I just don't think I want to do that. Technically, these accounts are looking nice, but I just need to remember that I need to be focusing more on the input, which is discipline and patient trading, rather than the output, which is getting a payout on these accounts. So the payout will come when the payout will come, and I will catch you guys tomorrow on Friday. What is going on, you guys? I know I look chopped. Today is Friday, April 17th. We are officially around halfway through the month. Do we have 2 weeks left? Yeah, we're a little bit over halfway through the month. We have 2 weeks left of April, and I just secured a banger trade across all of my accounts. Unfortunately, not my Trade-O-Matic account. I swear, I don't really care about my Alpha Futures account anymore. Like, it's weird because every single time I take a winning trade, I don't take it on that account, but I took it on all my Top Steps across 5 accounts. So just feeling absolutely insane, you guys. This week was so roller coaster, but we ended it green, hella green actually. Like I basically won every single day except Monday, even though I revenge traded on Tuesday, which we won't talk about. But anyway, let me just show you all the trades that I took. I took 3 trades today, and I just felt so confident in all-time highs hitting, or like, it's just when the market is aggressively going up, you long. That's literally all you do. I feel like it's pretty straightforward, and you just look for like really nice long setups, and I found 3 of them today. So I took all 3, and I banked on one of them. Both the other 2 got break even. So let me just show you all of them. So in order, I think this was the best trade of the day, in my opinion. This 1 minute long. So what we did off open was we manipulated lower into this 15-minute gap, which was exactly what I wanted to see. We also retraced the EQ of the range. So I really liked longs off of that. Nothing really looked clean, at this point. So I kind of just waited for a manipulation lower, and we actually manipulated into this 5-minute, 15-minute rejection block. We made a really nice wick on the 5 and 15-minute time frame. So you can see here, we made a really nice wick. So we wicked into the rejection block, and then we got a really clean 1-minute inverse right here. And so I decided to go long, and I wanted to target the pre-market high. I just felt extremely confident in those pre-market highs hitting. I don't know if it would have hit at that moment, but I knew that it would hit eventually. And so got brutally stop break even, as you can see, and then eventually we do end up hitting it. So basically, after I got stop break even, by the way, I sent all these trades with explanations to my Discord, so please feel free to join the Tiger's Den. It's in the description, the link. After I got stop break even, I kind of just wanted to wait for something that I liked, and as you can see, we got stop break even. We started forming bullish structure. We retraced, stopping me break even, and then we sweep these equal lows, and we had a 30-second gap at the time. So I decided, it was actually a 15-second gap, which I know is insane, but we had a 15-second gap after sweeping these internal lows. So I decided to give this 15-second a try, and this was the longest trade that I was in for. I was in it for at least 20 minutes, and we just slowly grinded up. And then I got stop break even again. But when I got stop break even, my draw was still intact, and we had tapped a 5-minute gap. So at that point, hold on, I just want to show you that we did in fact tap a 5-minute gap. We tapped a 5-minute gap here, or that's actually a 15-minute. We tapped a 15-minute, we tapped a 5-minute, which was sponsored by this 15-minute. So I kind of just told myself, okay, my draw is still intact. We're clearly trending towards it. We are very bullish. Like, I should still be open to taking another trade. So basically what happened was after I got stop break even, we kind of started like chopping a little bit, and then we had this internal sweep of sell side right here. We had this 30-second gap, and I waited for it to close above, and yeah, I took that for a 2.3 or 2.2 RR, and it was basically a zero drawdown trade. Look at this, it was just so beautiful. And yeah, guys, just feeling very great about my trading this week, especially I don't even remember what yesterday was. I think yesterday I took a small win. I don't really remember. Um, no, I took a full size win. What was that? I'll have to go back and look at my trade because I genuinely don't remember Thursday, but I know Wednesday was kind of sloppy, Tuesday was sloppy, Monday was sloppy, and yet I'm still so green on the week. I genuinely don't know how that works, but you guys, my balances are looking great. Looks like you know what, I'm not going to jinx anything. All I'm going to focus on is continuing to trade well. This account has all the winning days it needs for a payout. It's just that I need to get to a 7K balance. And this one technically needs one more winning day. So yeah, I'm just going to focus on continuing to trade well, not necessarily trading for the payout or for the outcome, but focusing on trading well. So yeah, guys, we officially are at all-time high conditions, which is crazy because the last time that we had that was in September or October or whatever. And like, if you just look at the daily time frame, oh my goodness, look at the daily time frame. This is just absolutely insane. Like, we're in the middle of a war and we are absolutely ripping. But I just am feeling proud of how I executed today. And that's really all I have for you guys. Thanks for watching. This was great progress made this week, and I'm hoping I can continue that going into next week. So catch you guys next week.